Salam, peace, welcome. It's Nomad Nana, still enjoying my garden, still in transition in terms of the IT support. Keep me in your prayers, still support the channel, subscribe, comment, share, just so that I can kind of keep the momentum going. So I have returned to an interest in astrology that I had in my teens. And now I do it as a senior Muslim, retired academic, Sufi, queer, black female, cis female. And it comes up really often, like, what does astrology and Islam have to do with each other? Now, if I were to recommend you guys look into the scholarship and also social media of Professor Dr. Olomi, it's because I'm not going to be talking about that. And that is to say, the history of Muslim investigation into all kinds of sciences of the sort of the reality of our created space, planet Earth, the solar system, and all that kind of stuff. It's amazing how in depth was the scholarship and the relationship between certain philosophical principles, values, sort of ethical formulas, and all that stuff is well and good. And I really truly recommend it if you have the inclination. Mine is more sort of the popular thing. So the popular thing says, do you believe in astrology? And I was thinking about this the other day because they discovered a new comet. By that means that these things have been in existence for millions of years, but from the perspective of the planet Earth, which I'm going to be returning to, we had not noticed it as humans. And because we hadn't noticed it, we will say, it was discovered. In other words, we became aware of its existence, and we call that discovery. And when we say the word belief, I can tell you this as a retired religious studies professor, we mean many, 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 many different things. And that's good. It's just that I'm a little bit suspicious that people ask me, oh, do you believe in astrology? I'm a little bit suspicious that when people ask that, they kind of see it as a spiritual and esoteric system upon which someone might claim their confidence in life. Because that's how I believe in Allah. I'm confident that the reality of Allah, as I believe in it, is such that it is present in all times and with all things, and has a relationship to us not only in the present, but also past and future. And that future could be in this life or in the afterlife. So my belief in Allah also motivates my spiritual, devotional practices, and also my ethical location on certain issues, like, the work I've done on Tawheed and unconditional social justice, equality, and reciprocity. So when people ask me, do I believe in astrology? I don't believe in astrology like that. However, and this is kind of what came to my mind this week that I wanted to try to see how well I could share. However, I love our solar system. If you know me, you will know that in, I want to say, the past 10 years, I have intentionally organized my travel so that I can witness with my own eyes, and not on wonderful YouTube videos or anything, certain phenomena that have to do with our solar system. I'm not going to elaborate on them each right now, but I have chased after a few total solar eclipse in that time. And in fact, I will search, like, when's the next one and where is it visible, so I can determine, well, can I make my way there? Can I buy a ticket and purchase, housing so that I could be present or whatever? So I do this. And also, you might know that my house is called the Moon House. And my house is called the Moon House because when I had a chance to manifest this vision, part of the vision was the fact that I love watching the phases of the moon, like to actually see. And you have to know, like, what is that path and how that path will manifest in time in order to be able to get out those views. And I also have a little bit of a predilection towards the full moon and the new moon because of the way those energies flow. So most recently, I spent the new moon for the month of September under the stars, sleeping in the desert in Jordan, in Wadi Rum. More on that to come, trust me. But I went at that time because for around 3 nights surrounding the new moon, there's so little moonlight that impacts on our vision of the stars that you see more stars, and you see the Milky Way, and I saw lots of shooting stars, and I just wanted to be there during that auspicious kind of solar event. It's an event of our solar system. It was perfect, y'all, by the way. But the thing is that, and again, I don't know a lot about stars. I mean, like Big Dipper, Little Dipper, Orion's Belt, and I watched Venus when she rose as a morning star, So I don't know a lot about the stars per se, but the experience of seeing them and seeing the Milky Way, it's still just awesome, for me. So I'm interested in our solar system, and I'm also interested in, sort of like how the gravitational pull of our particular solar system, how it impacts on the motions of the various planets, that, things that we see as stars, because there are other solar systems that we can see in the night and all that. I'm so interested in it. Why am I interested in it? Because as a believer in La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, when you read and hear messages that say, was not my earth spacious enough, that you should seek knowledge from the cradle to the grave, or as far as China, and when you see these expansion emphasis in certain kinds of statements within Islam, I take them to mean that part of belief is to examine the ayah, the signs, the symbols in Allah's creation, which is way more than just our solar system. But there's so much happening in our solar system, and understanding how they are in constant motion and gravitational shifts and energy pulls with each other just blows me away. And I love to understand the harmonic energy when certain planets in our solar system have a 90-degree angle or square to each other, or when they have 120-degree or a triangle to each other, that trine impacts on how the energies of these planets interact with each other, including us on the one planet that we know of, that people exist on, which is Earth, So for me, understanding our solar system is another one of the gifts that Allah has provided for us to know ourselves, to know our Lord, and to know the dynamics between ourselves and our Lord through our existence in this particular solar system at this particular time. So I don't believe in astrology to the point where I think it guides my life. But anybody who's been in any conversation with me, I would say kind of it's increased since the pandemic. Anybody who's been in any conversation with me know that I will make reference to certain things all the time. And because I make references to, Saturn return, there's a square between your sun and this particular planet or whatever, because I mentioned certain things with just the novice kind of understanding, of astrological complexity, because I mention those things all the time, I feel like people might get a little distracted and think that I believe in astrology, like as my guiding system for this life and the next life, and therefore I don't believe in Allah. Well, think about it. I mean, Allah created us. Allah created our planet, and our experience on this planet is connected to this planet's relationship to our solar system, which is only one solar system in the vast universe. And when you think about that, it could kind of lead you to, like chaos, like so many things are going on out there. But instead, if you really, really study it, you see that it is beautiful, it is uniform, and it makes sense. So, last thing I want to say, if you've stuck in here with me this long, is this comet, S1, I don't know all the details, y'all. You can look as much as you're interested, but it's going to come close first to the planet Mars in our solar system, then to the planet Venus in our solar system, then to the sun of our solar system, and then its closest point to the planet we're on, Earth. So that's going to take like the next couple months, so starting in October the 3rd to sometime in December. And I'm really interested in how the energy of this passing sort of planetary body, not planetary, this sort of, comet. I'm really interested in how the energy is going to interact with planets in our solar system, and also, fingers crossed, I'm really hoping that I can find myself a place where the visibility of the comet when it's closest to the Earth will allow me to, because that's the final connection that I just outlined, Mars, Venus, Sun, Earth. So the closest that this comet will come to these four will end in its closest connection to the Earth. And I feel like, I don't want to take it for granted. I want to believe in the harmony and the beauty of Allah's creation, to this connection that I am currently exploring with our solar system, but I'm doing it through the language and the system and the interactive nature of the study of astrology. So, let me know what you think.